Hey YouTube, hi, how's it going? This is going to be my next video in this series on the SmarterTools generator. And so right now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull off the valve cover and see if I have a valve leak. Okay, we have an extremely loose valve on the intake and an extremely tight on the exhaust. All right, so let me get my gapping tool and see if I can measure those. Okay, let me try spinning things a little bit and just see if that changes. I am losing compression. So. Tell you what, let me pull the spark plug again. I want to get that cylinder, the piston down at the bottom of the cylinder, and then see where the gaps are. Okay, I think I got you guys positioned a little bit better now. And so let's see, where are we? So I inserted a screwdriver down the cylinder just so I can figure out the placement of the piston. Okay, I think that's the top right there. I go just a hair past. We should have two closed valves, and there is no gap whatsoever on either of those valves. Zero. So let me now see if I can get this down to the bottom of the piston, or the piston to the bottom of the cylinder. Okay, so that's at the very bottom now. And there's almost nothing on either one. Yeah, that's not good. That's probably what's causing my leak. Okay, now I got some room. I'm not even quite to the top. I don't know if I got a timing issue. Okay, bottom of the cylinder. Loose on the intake, tight on the exhaust. Coming back up. Exhaust is coming down. Okay, now exhaust is up. Intake is going down. Compression release. Exhaust. Maybe it's a head gasket. I don't know. Let's now that I have both valves closed and I got a little bit of give on both sides, let's see where the gaps are. Okay, so a 10 thousandths does not fit in the exhaust, and it does not fit in the intake, so that's good. Let's try an 8 thousandths. Nothing, and oh, it fits in the intake with lots and lots of drag. It's very tight on the intake. So let's try a 6 thousandths and see where we are. 6 thousandths does not fit in the exhaust, and it fits good with a lot of drag on the intake. So maybe the intake is correct, because the intake should be between, I think, 4 and 6. I'm sure you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it should be between 4 and 6, and the exhaust should be between 6 and 8. So now let's see where the exhaust actually is. And I'm going to try a 4. And a 4 does not want to go in. We'll try a 3. And a 3 just barely goes in with a lot of struggle. Here I have a 2.5. Two and a half still doesn't want to go in. A 2 and a 2 fits. 2 fits, 2.5 does not, or at least does not well. So that could be the issue. Now let me just make sure I've got the cylinder in a good place to make sure I don't have undue pressure on that exhaust valve. So we got the intake compressed. That means the exhaust should be all the way out. And we'll see if that's the same. So here's the 2. And actually the 2 just got the exhaust just got a lot tighter. A 2 no longer fits. 1.5. 1.5 fits. Okay, let me check the 2 again. I think I had the 2 and the 2.5 doubled up by mistake. Okay, there's the 2. 2 goes in. 2.5. 2.5 does not. So we're at a 2 for the exhaust. So let me get the exhaust compressed, and we'll get the intake all the way out, and we will check that. So I think last time we said we were at a 6. And so we'll try 6 again. And a 6 fits with drag, so it is a 6. So I think the 6 is okay, but that exhaust is very, very tight, and that could be the cause of the compression leak that I'm having. So let me see if I can get this regapped. So I'm going to have to break loose this nut, tighten this one, or loosen this one just a hair to get the right gap, and then tighten this down without changing that. Pull it over a few times, check it again. So let me get the correct tools and we'll come back. Okay, let me see if I'm doing this right. So first, open the nut. Okay, then we can tighten the gap. I guess I should have made sure that the valve was all the way up before I tried this. Okay. So I'm gonna split the difference of the between 6 and 8 and shoot for a gap of 7. Let's see if that helps. Then we'll do another compression test. See where that lands us. Okay, so that's 7 right there. And let's get this back on and hold it steady. Okay, that's a very, very tight 7 now. I think I made it a little too tight. Let's open it up. Okay, it's a nice tight 7, but it's not too tight of a 7. Super tight again. If 7 no longer fits, let me see if a 6 fits. If the 6 fits, I'll be okay. I'm waiting for them to come out with the feeler gauges for people who need reading glasses. Okay, so a 6 fits with drag, so that's okay if it's supposed to be between 6 and 8. So let me turn this over a couple of times. Okay, so we'll get the intake all the way down, and now we'll recheck that gap. And it's still the same. Good. Okay. Let me get the compression tool back on there and let's see what it says. Okay, a little addendum to the valve check that we did. I put the spark plug back in and turned it over a few times just to see if I could feel where the air is leaking out from. And it's leaking out from here, from the exhaust valve. So I'm thinking that's not seating correctly. Which I still have to pull the head, which is okay. The gasket's not that much. I can lap the valves, get it all back together, and then we can check it again. But yeah, that's definitely where it's leaking. I don't know if you'll be able to hear it or not, but we'll see if you can. And so every pull is going psh, psh, and it's coming from here. It's not coming from under the shield, where I thought it was at first, but it's coming right from here. We'll try it again. Yeah, so anyways, thanks. Like and subscribe. I appreciate it, everybody.